Today I lost over $2,000 day trading in the Nasdaq and Bitcoin. Today's price action was not very good. We waited for pretty, I would say, A plus setups. They just didn't work out today. And so we're going to break down what were our setups today, what were the losses, what was the exact P&L. We're going to show you our P&L card. And then we're also going to share with you our top sub account that we did trade a little bit different. And that account actually ended up almost $200 in the green. And we're hopefully going to get a payout within 5 days because we're trying to hit that $150 goal in 5 days to lock in a payout on Top Step. So let's break down these trades. Let's break down what we did and what were the actual P&Ls. We're going to start with Bitcoin. Bitcoin is pretty much a break-even day. I think we only lost like $6 on this account. We're going to break down the 2 trades we took and see what did price actually do and what were our confluences. So first trade that we took was on the 5-minute time frame right in this area here. And as you can see, price kept failing to displace these highs, all these highs. And we got a really nice wick on this 11:30 a.m. candle, but we also got a nice wick on this 11:15 a.m. candle and this 11:05 a.m. candle, this really large wick that failed to displace these highs. So I was seeing that buyers were not winning here. Buyers were not taking control. And as you can see, eventually they did take control. But here they were really struggling to push up higher. So I dropped down to the 1 minute and I wait for that 1 minute inverse fair value gap. And it's not this one. We got this inverse fair value gap right here. Price tapped us in and then played around quite a bit with our stop loss and eventually tagged us out here on this push up here. Now, that was our first trade. That first trade lost us $37.08. We were able to take off a little bit of the risk as price was moving down. I was watching 1 minute displacement. So we didn't take a full risk, a full loss, which would have been over $50. We took a little bit less at $37.08. Now, this next trade we did take actually worked out, but I kind of messed up because price hit the TP so quickly that I have to manually do it, and I kind of missed the TP opportunity. So we should have actually ended green today, but because I have to manually take this TP, I missed it, and it didn't end up being a green day. So I moved stops down to a level that ended up stopping us out, which made us about break even for the day. Kind of bummed there, but it's okay. Lesson learned, and let me break down what happened. Okay, price finally hit into this 5-minute high, this swing high that had this big push down that broke structure. We hit this level and we were getting large wicks at this high here. We were failing to displace it higher, and so I wanted to take a stab at taking a short. I was liking what I was seeing. Price here on the 1 minute time frame inverted this fair value gap, as you can see on this candle right here. We got tapped in and price was kind of consolidating, and then we got really nice displacement here after the 1320 candle on Bitcoin here. We got really good displacement, and as you can see, price on this 1329 AM or PM candle hit our TP. It smacked TP right down here. Now I was waiting there trying to take the TP, but it would it would bounce really quickly. So I couldn't even do it because it would move so quickly. And so I was like, oh, I'll wait for the candle kind of hit it and stay so that I could take it. And when I was waiting for that, it ended up pushing upwards and then actually moving way up. So my stop loss was moved to this displacement candle right here. And then we got stopped out on this candle right here on the 1332 candle. So I was kind of bummed. I was like, dang it. I should have just tapped market sell and take a TP, even though it wasn't perfectly on the line. In hindsight, next time I'm going to be doing that. And even though it's not perfectly on the 2-hour line, I'm going to be taking the TP because rather lock in profits than wait for it to perfectly hit it. That was a learning lesson today on Bitcoin. Next time I will just be taking TP as it's close to there, or if it hit it, and I'll just take the TP, even if it's not on the line. But so we ended that trade. That trade closed out for $29.93 in profit. So about a $6 loss today on Bitcoin. It should have been green. That's the frustrating thing, but it's okay. Lesson learned. We will not be making that mistake again. I'm journaling it right now and making sure we do not make that mistake again. But as you can see, I'm glad I moved my stops down to this area because price then moved up and went back to our stop loss area and our entry. So we didn't get a runner like I was kind of hoping to. Now let's go into Nasdaq and break down what happened on Nasdaq, and then we'll break down the top sub account that ended in green because we took a little bit different trades over there. Nasdaq was a little frustrating today because we got a really good super liquidity at the beginning on the second candle after market open. but we ended up getting tapped out on an order block, and price ended up being bullish throughout the day. But it was, not the greatest price action. It was actually pretty pretty choppy price action. So let's break down what happened. Okay, at market open, we have our 9:30 a.m. candle right here. Okay, large wick on the top of this high here. I was expecting price to actually go short. And then price came in this candle, sweeping this low I was watching here. And I was like, okay, I'm not going to try to take short because price looks like it's actually indecisive. So I'm going to be patient and see how this 5-minute candle forms. And as you can see, this 5-minute candle here at the 9:35 a.m. candle left a very large wick and a very strong bullish body candle. So I was like, okay, I'm actually want to go long. Because if this large wick was going to go short, we should have displaced this and pushed down lower. We shouldn't have had a candle like this. So I'm willing to take a stab at a long. I put my entry at the top of the inverse fair value gap. We got tapped in, and price almost immediately went to our stop loss. Our original stop loss was way down here at this low, risking almost 40 points, but price did give us a 5-minute order block that allowed us to take off a good amount of risk. And so we trailed stops at this 5-minute order block right here, and we got wicked out for then price to run to our take profit. So a little frustrating, but it happens. Like, I don't think that was a bad trade. I think we took a good trade here. It just happened to get wicked out today and give us a loss. Now we took 2 more trades over here. These were very small losses. We're actually able to take a lot of our risk off. And so I was pretty happy with these. Again, I think they're good losses. I don't think we made a stupid trading decision. As you can see, like clear wicks, like very obvious wicks failing to displace. Price just didn't want to move down lower. So let's look at the 5-minute here on the first trade. At this 12:05 p.m. candle, failed to displace this high, leaving a very large wick above it. And so I went down to the 1-minute time frame, waited for the first inverse fair value gap. We got it, got tapped in. And then price pretty much chopped around and then went straight to our stop loss. I moved my stop loss to 1-minute displacement. So this candle here that had this fair value gap, we moved our stops to there just to take off a little bit of risk, because if price is going to go here, it's probably going to go higher. And as you can see, it did. It went here and it went higher. So I moved my stop to this displacement candle because I was like, if it's going to go down, it should be aggressive and it shouldn't come back to these levels. And so I'm glad I was able to take off a risk. We only lost 7.5 points there. And then again, we got another very large wick. I was about to be done. I was like, I'm going to be done for the day. And then I saw another very large wick off this high. If you go to the 5-minute time frame, again, 5-minute, leaving a very large wick, failing to displace these highs again. All failing to displace every single wick high over here. So I was like, all right, I'm going to take one last stab. I have 3 trades I can take a day. I'm going to take one more stab at it. Let's see how this plays out. Price inverts a fair value gap. We get tapped in, and really it didn't take too long. And then price went and came and stopped us out. We ended up moving our stop losses down to these highs because I was like, okay, if price is pushing down, breaking these lows here, it should not come back up to this high. The fact that it's breaking structure, it should displace and be aggressive. And then as you can see, it did the opposite. So I was glad I was able to take off a little bit of my risk. I think we only ended up losing like 4 points on this. I think I moved my stop to here. It might have been like 3.5 points we only risked on this trade. So I was pretty fine with that. Another very small loss. I think every loss we took today on Bitcoin and on Nasdaq, they were good losses. Nothing stupid that we did. Of Nasdaq, on these 12 accounts, we lost $2,554.26. So, it's nothing that we can't recover from, but it is just bummer to start the week off red. I think we'll be able to turn this around. Today's price action, I think, was just kind of funky because those wicks were pretty obvious, and the fact that they didn't work. Oh well, we're gonna stay disciplined and keep mechanical on our model. Now let's break down our top step account and what do we do there. So here's our top step account, and as you can see, we made $196.06. Top step, I'm trading a little different than those other accounts, the other 12 accounts that I have. The reason being is because Top Step has different rules in regards to payouts. You don't have to be as consistent, and your pretty much the goal is to hit $150 a day to get your payout. And so our target today was $150, and we just got over that at $196.06. And we need 4 more winning days of $150 or more, and then we're eligible for a payout. So I'm hoping we can lock in a payout on this. And let me explain to you the trade we took today on Nasdaq for Top Step. For me, I did on this first trade, this first account, take the same 1 minute kill shot we did on the other accounts. I took that one. It failed. But I was like, okay, the way that these candles are failing to displace lower, like price is clearly showing it wants to go higher. Like it's clearly showing it wants to be bullish. So I dropped down to the 1 minute time frame, or actually I first saw the 5 minute make this 5 minute order block, continually giving very large wicks to the downside, failing to displace, and then pushing up and engulfing any downward momentum. So I was like, price is being bullish. I dropped down to the 1 minute, and I saw here on the 1 minute time frame that price was respecting 1 minute fair value gaps to the upside. And so I was targeting the top of the opening range. So I took a contract size. Originally, it looked like this. But then as we pushed up, as we had displacement, and as we had large candles, I was being aggressive with my stop losses and kind of trailing it. Eventually, we were able to put our stop loss to break even. We hit our first target at opening range high. And then I saw that we had displacement here. I moved my stop loss to these candle body lows, and we got stopped out here, locking in $196.06 in profit for us. So for me, I'm not trying to be greedy. I'm not trying to get a $300, $1,000 day. My goal is to hit $150, lock that in, and get 4 more days of that so we can get the profit. But Top Step, with this Top Step account, I'm trying to practice my intuition of reading the charts, reading how price is reacting, and not just sticking to a model, but also reading and doing an analysis and trusting my analysis. So that's why I'm kind of trading Top Step a little different. And today it worked out, and I think I read the market right, and we ended the day green. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you follow us on Instagram, TikTok, or subscribe to my YouTube channel, we are going to cover daily Top Step updates. You're always going to see my trades. And then also I'm doing a lot of short form content, teaching you guys some of the confluences, some of the day trading strategies that I use every single day so you guys can be more profitable traders. Thank you guys so much. Our goal is to hit 5,000 subs before the end of 2025. We're halfway there. Help us out, subscribe, and get us to that 5,000 goal range. I love you guys. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I hope this week is a green week for you.